SBFN recently published its third Global Progress Report, the most comprehensive benchmarking of sustainable finance progress across emerging markets. A dedicated country report on South Africa's progress was released yesterday to coincide with this event. Thanks to the combined activities of BASA, National Treasury and Prudential Authority, and others through the Climate Risk Forum, we are happy to see that South Africa continues to be in the advancing category by demonstrating best practice and multi-stakeholder collaboration. Notable developments include the new green finance taxonomy, which will support banks to direct more capital to green and inclusive activities while also managing environmental and social risk. IFC has a proven track record, not just in South Africa, but across emerging markets, and we will continue to walk the talk by providing leadership in the area of sustainable finance and unlocking private sector participation in the financial industry. An important recent development was the launch of the updated World Bank Group's Climate Change Action Plan in March 2021. That was originally launched in April 2016. The action plan recognizes that climate change is a threat to any effort to end poverty. Therefore, the action plan aims to urgently tackle this challenge to protect the poor by increasing climate finance to reduce emission, strengthening climate change adaptation, and aligning financial flows with the goals of the Paris Agreement. The goal is at the heart of the just transition, which is central to South Africa's climate policies. The updated action plan has more ambitious targets, aiming to ensure that over the next 5 years, 35% of the World Bank Group financing on average will go to supporting climate action for its clients, and the World Bank Group will also align financing flow with the goals of the Paris Agreement. For the World Bank, the plan is to align new operations by July 1st, 2023. For IFC and MIGA, 85% of new operations will be aligned by July 1st, 2023, to be increased to 100% by July 1st, 2025. The World Bank Group's climate priorities include support to greening the financial sector by working across banking, pension, and capital market, nationally and globally, to implement needed changes. In order to advance climate finance, IFC focuses on 3 areas. Firstly, supporting a rethink of private sector climate finance. IFC is partnering with multilaterals, development banks, and other financial institutions to find new and innovative financing solutions and to help green the banking sector. Secondly, setting an example for the private sector by growing IFC climate business and using systematic approaches through financial intermediaries. And lastly, catalyzing private sector green finance, leveraging both financial institutions and capital market. IFC recently launched several programs to support these objectives, as well as broader sustainable development and financial inclusion. We have partnered with the World Bank and the Renewable Academy through the 30 by 30 Zero program, for which South Africa is one of the target countries. The program will follow a holistic 3-pronged approach to create domestic market for financing projects and businesses that support climate change mitigation and adaptation, and reduce the exposure of financial institution portfolio to climate risk with tailored intervention at policy, regulatory, market, and financial institution level. IFC, with the Hong Kong Monetary Authority and Alliance, launched the MCPP One Planet initiative during the COP26. MCPP One Planet is a new global platform for Paris-aligned climate smart investment that will provide up to $3 million to private enterprises in developing economies. We also launched a new $2 billion fund together with Amundi that will help to directly mobilize private investment into sustainable and green bonds in emerging markets. It will channel capital from institutional investors into anchor investment involving sustainable bond issuance from developing countries. And it will provide a new model for other asset managers and institutional investors to replicate, giving a major boost to affordable green finance. It built on the success of the first green bond fund launch with Amundi in 2018. Finally, IFC announced in May this year that it will invest $1 billion in new direct financing for MSMEs, the backbone of African economies. There is still a lot that needs to be done to achieve the vision for the country that is laid out in the 2012 National Development Plan. We need to replicate what we know works, such as the private sector financing of the government RIPPP, which needs to scale significantly against a backdrop of fiscal constraint. We need to stop doing what we know does not work, such as taking a tick box reporting approach to ESG issues rather than integrating them into decision-making processes. And we need to collaborate even more to scale up sustainable finance opportunities and foster greater innovation across the sector.